Lawmakers in Britain are trying to delay the country's divorce from the European Union. Members of Parliament voted Wednesday to block the country from leaving the EU later this month without a deal. But the votes are non-binding and would need the European Union's approval. Laura Kuenssberg, with our partners at the BBC, has more on where things stand.
There really was something worth watching for the small crowd outside the Commons tonight. A vote, a result the Prime Minister never wanted.
No, it's a no to no deal.
The country voted to leave, end of.
Stupid, you're just giving away your bargaining chips.
A little bit squeaky bum time.
The ayes to the right, 321. The noes to the left, 278.
Parliament won, the Prime Minister lost. MPs clearly said we should never leave the EU without a deal. But what now?
The House has today provided a clear majority against leaving without a deal. However, I will repeat what I have said before.
Can she really say nothing has changed?
The legal default in UK and EU law remains that the UK will leave the EU without a deal unless something else is agreed.
Struggling to be heard, not just because of her failing voice.
The House has to understand and accept that if it is not willing to support a deal in the coming days, and as it is not willing to support leaving without a deal on the 29th of March, then it is suggesting that there will need to be a much longer extension to Article 50. The House needs to face up to the consequences of the decisions it has taken.
Through the noise, understand the Prime Minister's not ditching her deal. Instead, she's warning MPs, vote for it soon, or else Brexit faces a long delay.
In the last 24 hours, Parliament has decisively rejected both her deal and no deal. While an extension of Article 50 is now inevitable, the responsibility for that extension lies solely and squarely at the Prime Minister's door. Parliament must now take control of the situation. Let us, as a House of Commons, work now to find a solution to deal with the crisis facing this country and the deep concerns that many people have. It's up to us, as the House of Commons, to look for and find a solution to their concerns. That is what we were elected to do.
The astonishing thing about tonight's defeat for Number 10, it only happened because some ministers who sat around the same table in there this morning ignored the Prime Minister's instructions and abstained. A total breakdown in discipline.
I'm not resigning because I support the Prime Minister in her course of action. Her course of action is to leave with a deal in an orderly Brexit. But I'm very clear that I don't support a no-deal Brexit, and I've made that clear on numerous occasions.
He looks strained because this is not, repeat, just not normal. There's already an angry pushback against ministers who didn't vote with the government, even though their allies insist they were told they could.
Any minister who has defied the whip should consider their position and resign from government.
A junior minister quit the front bench to vote against the party line. Within days, Theresa May will ask MPs to choose her deal or delay. But could tonight's fiasco be for nothing?
I'll tell the government now that when meaningful vote 3 comes back, I will see to it that we honour what we owe to them to keep voting this down, however many times it's brought back, whatever pressure we're put under, and come what may, please don't do it. Go back to the EU and say it won't pass.
But for some time, ministers have privately hoped the threat of slamming the brakes on Brexit could push and shove Parliament towards backing a deal they hate.
Parliament has done this to us. The weakness, frankly, of certain ministers has done this to us. The weakness of the Labour Party has done this to us. And I tonight am angry and bewildered at having a gun to my head to vote for a wretched deal or not to leave.
Number 10 believes the EU when they say the deal as it stands really is it.
Nous avons négocié pendant 1 an et demi avec le gouvernement de Theresa May.
The chief negotiator brandishing the treaty today, what he said is the only one. Within a few days, that deal, the Prime Minister's deal, will be back in front of Parliament for another verdict. Theresa May pursuing a strategy by bizarre design or political accident, losing, then losing, and losing again, with the hope finally to win.